What's up guys, Buadev is here. In the last episode, we make our player our platform and teach our player how to move around on our platform. If you have not seen the last episode, don't worry, I will go through it in this video. But today, we are going to teach our player how to jump. Now, jumping in Unity is pretty easy, but we will encounter some problems, and to fix them will be our main challenge. So stick with me and let's go. As you remember, we make player movement script which is attached to our player here. If we open this player movement script, you see all these values. We have our move speed, our direction for our input, and reference to rigid body. And we are changing here when we press A or D, or where we access horizontal axis, we change our direction on the X axis. Now, today for jumping, we need to do complete opposite. We need to change our Y axis, because as you can see, if we click on the player and change Y, as you can see, it changes its vertical direction. That's exactly what we want. And we should leave this X value unchanged because we don't want this horizontal movement when we jump. So first of all, let's create our variable for jumping, public float, and we can say that it is jump speed or jump force. Call it what you want. I will just call it jump speed, and I will make it 7 just for the testing. And now in the void update, we can access the button, jump button, directly from here. We can say that if we press jump key, how to say, if input gets button down and the button is jump, as you remember. Now what to do? We need our rb.velocity to be equal new vector 2 because we are in 2D game, and we should leave X axis unchanged, so we can say rb.velocity.x, and for the Y we can say jump speed. Great. If we save this script, you can click Ctrl S or Command S if you are on Mac, and go ahead back in Unity and click play. Let's see what will happen. This is our player, he moves, and if we press space, he jumps, which is great, but it has one really big problem, which is if we go and click on the jumping button, it continues jumping. We don't really want this. We want this to jump and stop, jump and stop. How to change it? As you can see right now, it can jump in the air too, and which is pretty bad. We should somehow teach our player to jump only when he's on the ground, on our platform. For this, Unity has few components. First of all, if we look on our platform, in inspector panel we see this tag and this layer. Those are just, look at this like categories. We can assign specific objects to some categories. For example, we can say that we want some ground, like we can create this layer, add layer, and we can type here ground, and this will be our new category. We can assign our platform to our ground now. Amazing. We are one step closer. But also we need our player to have some indicator that will say to him that yes, we touch the ground. For this, easiest way is to create new empty object to our player. So click out on our player with the right mouse button and create empty. We can call it ground check. And we can place this object to feet of our player, where our player is square and he doesn't have feet, but let's imagine that he has, just like here, will be fine, or maybe a little bit below. Yeah. Now, when this component, this position ground check will touch our ground layer, which is our platform, he will know that yes, we touched ground, we can jump now. And when he will be in the air, he will know that we can't jump because we are in the air. Great. Now let's go on our script and let's code some more. First of all, we need a reference to our ground check. So we can say public transform. We say transform because we will need position of our ground check. That's why we need transform, and we can call it just ground check. Also, we need some radius to see in which radius we can jump and encounter with the ground. So we will say public float, just call it ground check radius. We also need reference to our layer, which is ground layer, as you remember. So we can say public layer mask and call it just ground layer. And also we need one bool. Bool is just returning true or false. And I will explain why we need this. Let's call it is touching ground. So when we will be in the air, this bool will become false because we are not touching ground, and our player will know that he can't jump. When we will be on the ground, this boolean will become true and he will know that yes, we can jump. First of all, we can use overlap circle. Now, what is overlap circle? We can say that is touching ground, so our boolean equals to physics 2D overlap circle. Now, overlap circle is used to check if the collider falls within circular area. So basically, it allows us to see if we are on the ground or not. And for it needs few parameters. First of all, we need our ground check position, because we need our position of the ground check, our empty game object, this one that we placed in our feet. Second of all, we need our ground check radius to see in which radius we can spread our ground check. And third of all, we need our layer, which is our layer mask, ground layer. Great. The only thing that is left is to change this logic. If we press our jump and if we are touching ground, if we are touching ground, this is and sign is touching ground. So right now, if we have two conditions. When we press our jump and when we touch our ground, only then we can jump. If we press our jump button while in the air, we cannot jump. I hope you will understand this. If you have any questions, feel free and ask me in the comments below. I'm trying to do my best to explain it as easy as possible. So before we play our game, First of all, let's go in our player. We our script is. As you can see, we have player movement, move speed, jump speed, ground check, which is none. Let's go ahead and grab our ground check in this spot, and we can tell that our radius is 0.8 or 0.7, whatever. Just play test with it and you will get to right number. And we need ground layer, which is nothing right now, and we should change it to the ground. Great, everything is set, and now we can press play and see what will happen. We move, we jump, and if we press jump in the air, we can't jump. We can only jump once, which is exactly what we need. Amazing, guys, you are doing great job, and now you can move and jump. We have lots of fun videos upcoming, and just if you like this content, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you soon in the next one. Thank you.